Today we're going to be checking out the brand new John Varvatos Artisan Forest. This is a pretty cool looking release. It just became available on their official website. That's the only place I'm finding it currently. Retail price is $145 for this 125 ml bottle. So a little bit expensive considering most John Varvatos fragrances can be had for, around $40 or so on discounters. But I was pretty intrigued by this one. Maybe not intrigued, but I was really looking forward to getting this one, and I'm hopeful that it's going to be something good. And so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it anyway. So we're going to open this up. We're going to try it live on camera for the first time. I looked at the note breakdown as well before I actually purchased it, just to kind of give myself a little bit of hope to think that maybe it would be something good. If it was going to look really boring and really bland, I probably wouldn't have pulled the trigger on it, but the notes look promising. I'm always hoping every time I see a new John Varvatos release that it's going to go back to, the old school John Varvatos style. So we'll see with this one. So here is the bottle. Let's try to get a good look at that here. Really cool looking. So it's kind of using the same type of wicker effect that you get from a lot of the others within the Artisan lineup. This one is quite a bit different though. You can see some thin kind of, rope effect string going on through here. A little bit different, and it looks like the glass itself has just a green tint to it, kind of giving off the forest vibe. We compare it to something, like Artisan Aqua. You can see the similarities, but also the differences as well. Artisan Blue, pretty similar thing going on here. Artisan Pure as well. Most of you guys know what these bottles look like, but just to give you some reference, this one does stand out. It is different than all of the others so far quite a bit. So the cap, same thing, has that kind of wood look to it. Let's go ahead and spray this one on for the very first time, and we'll see what it's all about. Here's to hoping, right? Okay, this is actually smells really good off the rip here. So not at all what I was expecting. A bit of a pleasant surprise for me. I was kind of, in my head, I was thinking this is going to be somewhere along the lines of like an Artisan Teal style. You guys remember Artisan Teal? I've talked about that one a bit on the channel. Not my favorite, and that's kind of what I was worried about. Were they going to continue working that type of DNA? Just the more modernized blue fragrance style. So in my head, that's kind of what I had envisioned, even though the notes didn't really allude to that. I was skeptical. But this is, it really kind of rings true to what they're representing here in the note breakdown. It's woody, aromatic, kind of has this green smell to it also. And one note that I am picking up on that, surprisingly enough, I like is fig. So normally I'm not a big fan of that note. It just, if it's too overbearing, if it's done in a way where it's at the forefront, I'm usually not the biggest fan. But in this case here, it's really well blended. It doesn't really stand out to the point where it's too overpowering. It's a really nice light fig note mixing with these green notes, a little bit of citrus, a lot of woods as you would expect from a flanker called Forest, and with a bottle that looks like this. And I find it to be really appealing. The other thing I noticed, that opening was very, I don't know how to put it, kind of musky, but it also had this, cologne-y type of smell to it, and that sounds stupid. Let me see if I can spray it again. I don't want to put any more on my hand, but when you smell, like right there off that opening, there's this, traditional type of men's cologne smell. Nothing sweet, nothing, bubblegummy, nothing blue ambroxan, just this more so older style, familiar, but also, just masculine smell, like a true cologne. That's the best way I can describe it. Almost like an oak moss type of thing going on, to just give it the smell that is more so in line with what a lot of us would expect to get out of a men's fragrance. Basically not overly sweet. That was a very long way to describe that, but that's the best way I can put it into words. So let's take a look at the note breakdown, because there are a few interesting things to note. Up top we have fig leaf, tangelo, rosemary, and galbanum. In the mid we have fig, Okay, and here we go. Buchu or agathosma. Okay, I'll put it up on the screen. Violet leaf and artemisia. Okay, they're testing me. And then in the base we have cedarwood, amber, patchouli, vetiver. So a few oddballs in there. I'm not going to pretend like I know what a few of those smell like. So the Buchu one, it's in the green herbs and fougères group, no surprise. It's an essential oil steam distilled from dried leaves of Borosma butylina. Okay, this is basically giving you a bittersweet camphor type of smell. Wouldn't say I'm picking up on a ton of that. Again, they're getting creative with this one. I love it. Definitely getting that fig, the fig leaf, the rosemary, that kind of orange smell makes sense. One thing I will note is that it ties back a little bit to the original Artisan DNA, that orange and just kind of that woody type of smell, but also it has taken a pretty healthy size step away from it. So, depending on where you sit with the rest of the lineup, either that's a good thing or a bad thing. As far as redundancy is concerned, the good news is there is none. So if you own the entire Artisan lineup, this one still offers something new. I've got to say, I'm enjoying this one more than I thought I would. Again, and it's not obviously that I'm a John Varvatos hater. Anybody who's been watching my channel for a long time knows I love the brand, but over the years, a lot of their newer releases have been a bit more of a letdown, some more than others, and it kind of gets to a point where, you just don't really know what to expect anymore. And so that's kind of in the boat I was in. But I'm pleased to say that this is actually providing some value to the lineup. Now, should you go out and pay $145 for it? In my opinion, no. I wouldn't advise that because, we all know that you can get these for $40 when they hit discounters, and that usually happens pretty quick these days. And so it's kind of, even me saying that is just like, really? Look at all the money I could have saved if I would have waited, but that's either here nor there. You guys watching this, just wait for it to hit discounters. By the point that it does, we're going to be into fall, winter, which probably isn't prime time for this. Fall and spring is probably going to be the best time to wear something like this. So maybe you'll hit it in close time depending on where you live and just what your preferences are. But, that's what I would do. I would just wait it out a bit. As this one's drying down, it's getting a little bit more smooth. Still not sweet, okay? So that's another good thing. Fragrances these days, new releases and stuff, they're just getting sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And that's not the case at all with this. Still woody, still earthy, still kind of herbaceous as well. And I'm getting just that nice cedarwood amber mixture with some patchouli. It really smells nice. And I'm sitting here racking my brain trying to figure out if this reminds me of anything, because that's the other thing these days. Almost every new release oftentimes ties back to something else, whether from the same brand, from a completely different brand or line in general. There's always some similarities to be had for the most part. And I'm not finding any yet. What I do like about this one as well, and what is a little bit surprising that you might not expect from looking at the note breakdown, is that it does have a nice, clean, fresh soapiness about it. So, when you look, they don't list off musk or, anything like that would make you think of a soapy, clean, fresh scent. They're just giving you basically, a bunch of green notes and herbaceous notes and stuff. It's very much an aromatic green type of scent, but smelling this one, there is a clean freshness about it. It's not just completely earthy from start to finish. This is something that still kind of gives off the smell of a well put together, freshly showered guy. And I think that is important a lot of the times, to have a fragrance that just can still be refreshing and still be kind of a normal smelling scent, but with a little bit of a twist. So like I mentioned already, that fig, there's two fig notes in here, fig leaf and fig. I would wager to bet that I'm probably picking up more on the fig leaf because, again, it's not overbearing and it's shrouded in green. You're getting green notes to go along with it. You're getting nice woods as well to just give it the perfect balance here. And so with that level of balance, I'm all for it. And if it would have been basically kind of fig as the main player, I probably wouldn't like this that much. So one interesting thing to note, and this is a pretty cool little detail here, and I almost forgot to mention it. I almost missed this. This is an eau de parfum concentration. So I threw the box down somewhere, but I can show you down here. You'll see it. It's an eau de parfum. That is pretty uncommon for John Varvatos. Now, don't quiz me on it because off the top of my head, I don't know. I can't remember which ones, if any, are eau de parfums. Even thinking back to Dark Rebel Rider and such, if I were to bet money on it, I would not be betting very confidently because I can't remember. So somebody let me know down below the concentration on those. I know Artisan Pure, Artisan Aqua, Artisan Blue. I mean, these are all eau de toilettes, kind of to be expected. This is still an Artisan, but yet it's an EDP. So that's at least promising. Obviously, first impressions here, I've got no idea how this one's going to perform. What I can tell you so far is that it's staying strong. I mean, as far as it hasn't weakened up yet. And this is never a surefire thing, but sometimes when you try something, you spray it for the first time, you can sometimes judge whether or not you think it's going to be gone within a few hours or if it's going to be around for at least a little while. I'm betting that this is going to be an okay performer. I'm not expecting 12 hours or anything close to that, but I'm thinking if we could get a pretty consistent 6, 7, 8 hours of longevity out of this one, I think that would be a pretty fair prediction, and I would be more than happy with that. This one's definitely going to be making it in videos in the future, so at some point I'll update about the performance if I don't do a full review on this one. But overall, that's kind of where I'm at on Artisan Forest. Very, very surprised, pleasantly surprised. I mean, I can't stop smelling it. I just keep going back to it. It really is nice. It's adding something new and very, very true to its name. It makes sense. It's an earthy, green, woody type of scent, and I like this type of stuff. And even though it falls into that category, it still has plenty of utility. It still has a nice, clean, fresh soapiness to it as well. And again, that opening, very much just a traditional masculine cologne smelling opening. Smells really, really nice. Definitely gets your attention right off the first spray. Was not expecting that. So let me know down below, guys. Are you going to try out the new Artisan Forest? I think you should. Again, I probably wouldn't go out and pay full retail for it, but when it does hit discounters, I would strongly consider it, which when this does hit discounters, I will go make a post over on my community tab and also on my mailing list. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my email list. That way you never miss out on new releases hitting discounters, rare discontinued fragrances hitting stock or coming into stock, and also just good deals in general, flash sales and that sort of thing. Pleasantly surprised. I'm glad I'm not disappointed, and I don't feel like I wasted $145. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.